morning, traders. Welcome to Beyond Profile. Today's Tuesday, and it's June 14th, and we have a gap higher this morning. Over top of Friday's, almost over Friday's highs here. We hit 78 and 3/4. 79 was the high. We took out all of the stops from those highs from yesterday. And the interesting thing yesterday, right as we were going into the close, we've seen a major shift in volume coming into the marketplace right as they were closing up the markets. And we saw this last week where that occurred, and then all of a sudden the market took off to the upside in the after hours. And that's exactly what they did here again in the markets last night. Same thing, just again, the time frame, it was all hinged on the Asia news or China news, if you will, and the markets took off to the top side without us. So what do we do today? Now, again, yesterday we were trying all day. It was a very weird day, if you will. I mean, there was so many tick spikes to the downside. There was never any follow through. We did make the lower low. By the end of the day, we closed pretty much with just almost a doji here, if you will, on the daily, and then those highs of 71. So let's take a look at the 30-minute time frame and kind of put a plan together for today as to how do we play this now that we're gapping way up outside of our areas where we expected we were going to run to. Here's yesterday's 30-minute chart. You can see we were balanced all day, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we tried to go lower. That was totally rejected. Then we tried to go higher. I thought for sure we were going to try to get the stops out from Friday's highs, those last pivots during the day yesterday, and they just did not do it. And then we came back down, and then the market took off. It was right around 11 o'clock. It looks like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Again, that would be on the Asia news. And we look at where we ran. We ran all the way up through those pivot highs. So now we're going to come back and we're going to retest. More than likely the 70 area to 71-ish will be our buying opportunities if the market can come back and retest that as a change of polarity. So if you look at what's happened here is we've broken out of a balanced trading area, and I'm going to take it from here and draw it as such. The weekly value area, you can see 70s to 65s, and we're outside of it right now. And again, we're pushing into new areas. Here would be the target objective. There's a high volume node from last week, 83s. That level right there would be one of the objectives because you've got a prior B formation. As we approach the stage level 3 over here, we get back into this value area. We're going to have to deal with some of that, and you can see how we've come into it right now, about the midpoint, if you will. So backing up the truck here a little bit, 70s, 71-ish, 72s would be really an aggressive entry here. But I would think against the top area of these highs would be a great spot for the first spot for us to look at on the long side. And remember, this week is options expiration. As I said, everything kind of goes, or anything kind of goes. If you've got sort of a bias, if you will, throw it out the window because it doesn't apply. You just read the charts for what they're telling us. Remember, everybody's short. Everybody is short. Last it's more than 8 days now, 10 days. Everybody's been short this market. And where's the risk? The risk is being short this week with options expiration. If they want to rip this thing right straight back up, they could rip it all the way back to 1300 without a blink in an eye. Because think about it, who's going to be hurt the worst on that? It would be the people who are short. All right, because every time we keep going over each one of these areas, these prior pivot highs, all of the stops start getting worked out. That's what I'm saying. This would be the next major area. We might get to see this today, these 83s. Let's just hope and see if we can get a nice pullback here to get on board the long side to get on that trade. All right. A lot of times the problem is the market's gapping open, then you have to look for an alternative entry that may be a little bit more aggressive and not really fitting into your plan. Because remember, we're gapping outside of value for today. 3-minute chart. Well, look at where value is from yesterday. See 69.75s, and here's the point of control, 68s. Yesterday's IB high is 71.50, so that's what I'm saying. If we can come back somewhere to here, so the answer would be 69.75, 71.50s would be a good logical retest of the breakout area, if you will, of the stage 3 to get the markets to facilitate trade back against that level. Of course, settlement was way down here at 66s. Point of controls at 68, so any of that, again, we'll know at the open here how aggressive they are as far as wanting to drop this thing back down into those areas, or do we hold outside of it and then just take off from here to run back to those 83s. Okay, folks, have a good trading day, and we'll see you in the room.